Let's talk about Spiderland by Slint, an album that on the surface might seem unsuring, even quiet, but underneath the surface lies one of the most influential records in the underground music history. Released in 1991, Spiderland didn't just change the way people thought about rock, it helped invent a new language for it. And what's wild is that it did all of that without a hit single, without tour, without a band still intact to promote it. So here's why it's so important. First, Spiderland is often considered as a cornerstone of post-rock genre. Now, post-rock didn't really have like a name yet when it came out. But what Slint did on this album, ditching traditional song structures, slowing things way down and focusing on mood and space and dynamics, set the stage for an entire wave of bands that came later on. You can draw a straight line from Spiderland to, artists like Mogwai or, Godspeed You, Black Emperor, or Explosions in the Sky. It's that foundational. But the album's influence doesn't stop there. Musically, Spiderland is full of these sort of sharp contrasts, whispering vocals, next to jarring bursts of distortion, intricate rhythms that throw you off just enough to keep you alert. The guitar work is angular and mathy. The drumming is precise but never showy, and there's this sort of contrast sense of tension, like something's always about to break. It's a listening experience that feels more like you're being pulled into a strange dream than hearing a collection of songs. Then there's the emotional weight of it, Brian's vocals, kind of half spoken, half sung, feeling intensely personal, even if the lyrics themselves are abstract or poetic. Songs like Washer and, Good Morning Captain, don't hand you clear narratives. They carry this quiet devastation, loneliness, anxiety, maybe even guilt. And because the band keeps so much in the shadows, listeners are left to fill in the blanks themselves. It's part of the magic. Now, something else that makes Spiderland so important is the way it spread. It wasn't a radio hit. It wasn't backed by a major label. Slint had broken up by the time the record came out. But it started to build a cult following through word of mouth. You got college radio and tape trading, which is really important back then. For a lot of the musicians and fans in the underground scene, Spiderland felt like a secret message. One you only understand if you were really listening. And that influence spread far beyond post-rock. You can hear echoes of Spiderland in math rock and emo, post-hardcore, even in some Radiohead's more experimental work. It's not flashy, but it is fearless in how it redefines that intensity emotion can sound like. The album cover itself, you got black and white, grainy, a band floating in a quarry, says a lot about what's inside. It's stark, it's mysterious, and it lingers with you like the music. It's not trying to sell anything. It is just that honesty is part of what makes it unforgettable. So yeah, Spiderland may not have topped the charts or sold millions, and its quiet legacy is massive. It challenged assumptions about what rock music could be. And it opened the door for countless artists to explore darker, deeper, and stranger sounds. In the end, Spiderland is important not just because of what it did, but because of what it allowed others to do afterwards. And in that way, it's not just a great album, it's a turning point in music itself. If you haven't checked this album out, check it out. Let me know what you think. Right now, there's a Slint documentary out. It might be on Tubi, but I think it's on YouTube. So check that out. Incredibly amazing. Great interviews with Steve Albini and the other artists and everything like that. Dude, it's amazing. Check it out. Let me know what you think.